All right, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the TigerBelly podcast because with all this recent Brendan Schaub drama, it's caused a lot of division between their fans, and a lot of them are really upset with how Kalila handled the whole situation and how she's been treating Bobby, which I'll get into here in a sec. But first, I just want to take a look at some of the comments from the TigerBelly podcast that Brendan was on, where they addressed all this drama, because a good amount of the comments are anti-Kalila, and some people even defending Brendan, which is very shocking because usually everyone's anti-Brendan no matter what. So people must really be upset with Kalila to go after her over Brendan. So some of these comments, like this one that says, when Kalila and her friends humiliate a married man in the public eye equals silly girl talk, and taking offense is foolish. When Schaub insults Kalila in retaliation, she can dominate the show over two people way more accomplished than her for over an hour about how outraged and offended she is as a victim. Definition of gaslighting toxicity. Another person says, Kalila has invited so much hate towards her in the way she's handling this whole episode. Another one says, Kalila is sounding like the biggest bully out of everyone. Then here's just a couple more. This person says, crazy how fans see through Kalila. It's obvious she's the cause of all this drama. Kalila is horrible in this. The lack of taking accountability is astonishing. Her wanting an open relationship is insane. So you get the idea here. It definitely seems like she came out of all this looking the worst. And I mean, this isn't even the end of it. A lot of people are upset with this whole open relationship thing that comment just referenced. And I remember right after the H3 podcast where they talked about it, the TigerBelly subreddit was full of people criticizing her. But then I guess they started deleting the post, and now they're censoring people from talking about her. So now everyone's just on her subreddit going after her. And I don't know if she deserves all the criticism. I haven't been following their relationship that long. And also, I think some people are a little too protective of Bobby, and they act like he's this innocent child that can't stick up for himself, and everyone's taking advantage of him and everything. So I kind of see both sides, because also I don't think Kalila is the best person. I have some clips later that I'll play for you, and you can make your own decision. But first, I want to talk about how people usually defend Kalila and how they respond to all the criticism of her. They usually just say that you shouldn't be so invested in their relationship. Like, why do you care so much? You have a parasocial relationship. You're an incel. You hate all women. Like, just all that kind of stuff. But those responses aren't very good, and I don't think they're helping at all because, first of all, Bobby and Kalila, they talk about their relationship a lot, and they go into detail, and that's a big part of their podcast is their relationship. So, of course, people are invested in it. Like, if you listen to a podcast and it's two people talking about their relationship, their fans are obviously going to talk about it as well, and they're going to give their opinion, they're going to speculate on things, they're going to discuss it, like I'm sure TigerBelly fans have always done. But now it's a problem just because the relationship isn't going that well. So if somebody's like, oh, why do you care so much? Stop being so invested. That's a parasocial relationship. Yeah, it is. But obviously that's going to happen. Like, that's the draw of this podcast. People are invested in somebody's relationship. And if they don't want their fans talking about their relationship, then maybe they should stop talking about it to their fans. You can't really have it both ways. You can't have a podcast where you're extremely personal and you talk about your relationship a lot and then expect your fans not to be interested in it. I mean, that's why people watch the podcast, because they're interested in it. And also, it's not like that's unique to them. I mean, the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, people were obsessed with that. People were watching every second of a trial, like some boring ass trial, and people were so invested in their relationship. And also, if you're somebody that says you hate Amber Heard and you think she's like terrible towards Johnny Depp, everyone will agree with you, you know? Nobody's gonna call you an incel, nobody's gonna say you hate all women. And same thing with Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. People are very invested in their relationship and they're digging up old videos. People are speculating. A lot of people don't like Jada Smith. I mean, I think that's the general consensus. And they think she's very toxic and manipulative. And it's pretty obvious people love getting invested in celebrities' relationships. And just because you think the woman in the relationship is bad doesn't mean you hate all women. Because obviously with Amber Heard, a lot of people dislike her, and I don't think anybody's going to call them out for it. And it's actually the other way around. If you say you dislike Johnny Depp, people will go after you. All right, so now I want to get into some of these clips here. And I haven't been following Bobby and Kalila's relationship that long, but just from these clips and the way all this Brendan Schaub stuff played out, this definitely is not a very good look for her. And this first clip is before the Brendan Schaub drama with the Trash Tuesday podcast and everything, but they're talking about Brendan. And it's interesting to hear how Kalila talks about him.
I'm just going to say, I'm not Brendan Schaub. I would never.
Whoa. Okay, get up. You just sit down.
Just opened a can.
A worm.
That fucking meathead. That Frankenfucker. Brendan Schaub.
Wait, who's spreading rumors that he ever hit on me? Is that you, Bobby?
He says it like every other podcast.
He does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hits on her.
He doesn't.
Oh.
He fucking does.
He has never.
And that meat.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of weird that she was denying this so heavily. Like, no, he's never done that. Like, that's just a rumor. Why are you saying that? It's not true. But then she goes on the Trash Tuesday podcast, and it's just like, oh, yeah, he's hit on me, even though it was a giggly, girly talk or whatever. But, you know, she probably knew what she's doing with that talk, especially when they said, oh, he's not funny. And they're like, oh, that's a hint. Like, everyone knew who she was talking about. So I think it's weird that she's making Bobby look bad here. Like, you have nothing to worry about. Brendan's never hit on me. Like, are you crazy? And yet it's true. And she will talk about it on some other podcast, not in front of him.
Can I just be really, like, candid with everybody? This is going to be the first time I ever say it, and he'll never admit to it, but Bobby's a cuck. I think that he fantasizes about other dudes being with me, and he gets off on it, and he'll never admit to it. But the reason he talks about it is because he secretly loves it, and he, even if they don't hit on me, he wants to believe they did because it gets his dick hard.
Rebuttal?
I am, right? Wait.
There it is.
I did cuck twice as an animal.
Is there any truth to what I said?
Exactly. No, it's not that. I don't lay in bed and like jerk off and go, oh, Kalila with Brendan Schaub.
Oh
right?
my God.
I don't think that in my head. I'm not afraid. Please don't fuck her.
And, you know, he said something to me that I never felt there was nothing I could have heard that was more earth-shattering to me, which is, it would bring me relief if you had sex with someone else. Like, it verbatim out of his mouth. And he said this in therapy. It would, and this is not Bobby speaking. This is addict Bobby speaking.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is true, and I'm not going to judge the guy, but this kind of gives me Jada Pinkett Smith vibes. It seems like she enjoys exposing these very personal problems and insecurities that her partner has, and she will openly talk about it to her like hundreds of thousands of fans. This seems like something Bobby would probably want to keep a secret or not really want to talk about. And even for her, it seems like something, why would you want to talk about this? And maybe it's not true. And some people are speculating that she just really wants Bobby to be okay with the fact that she wants to go mess around with other guys. And I don't know if that's completely true. Maybe not. Because also, like she was saying, Bobby has an addiction to watching, you know, stuff on the internet. I don't think I could say the word, but it sounds like that's probably a problem in the relationship. So he can't really satisfy her anymore. So she feels like she needs somebody else for that, which still, I mean, I think people would have a problem with, but I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. This is getting very dicey. And I think some would say this is getting to the point where it's the diciest.
This road of love, this story that we create, doesn't have to be defined by such strict rules of monogamy.
Whoa, dude, what are you saying right now?
What I'm saying is, I would never betray your trust. I would never do anything without you seeing it in broad daylight. What I'm saying is, down this road, should you ever come up to me and say, hey, you know what, sweetie, this is what I had in mind, and this is what, you know, whatever we need to do to spruce up our sex life.
Nope.
I will not allow
Why
it.
are you so...
Because this is exactly the road you went down with G Unit and Steve.
No, I never. That was the first... you're going to hold me to one relationship.
No, I'm saying, I'm not holding you to it, but I'm saying that these are the seeds that are being planted for that kind of situation. And what I'm saying is that I'm not going to do that.
What I'm saying is, yes, I do. Maybe I'm projecting my own fantasies.
Yeah, I was trying to defend her a little bit before, but I don't think that's really working. I mean, I don't really have any excuse for this. It seems like she wants something more than Bobby. She wants somebody else, but she still wants to be in the relationship with Bobby. I mean, it's really hard to deny that from what we're watching here, and it doesn't sound like Bobby's addiction is the problem. I know I just said that could be it, but I was just trying to give her some credit. But with these clips, it does seem like she is trying to manipulate him in some way to make him feel more comfortable with them having an open relationship, and that will solve their problems or something like that. I mean, that's what I'm getting, and it only gets worse. Like in this next clip, I think this is from a while ago, and she's talking about, I think, a previous relationship. I don't think she's talking about her and Bobby's, but she's talking about how she brought in other partners to the relationship.
So, and at that point, there's no way to get out of a relation because you still love them as a person, but you're like,
you don't have an excuse.
They didn't
to leave.
cheat on me. I didn't, it's done inside.
Right.
So you just hang out.
I was honest with him. I started telling him I was desirous of other people, and I started to kind of.
What does he say when you say to him, look?
It hurts him, but I'd rather kind of,
Aww.
Do you act out on that?
Yeah, I did with him, yeah.
I mean, no,
So you cheated.
do you go out and you cheat on?
I mean, I never did anything without his permission or without
Whoa.
telling him first. And I guess it's kind of bizarre in that sense.
Is that for real? Because that's
yeah, like I brought in somebody in a relationship towards the end.
Wow. Wait, with him there?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You brought him back to the house,
Yeah.
and he knew who that other guy was.
Yeah, like I was in a relationship with 2 guys towards the end.
What? That's awesome.
And wait, and was it Bobby?
And then also on the same podcast, Bobby says that he would never want to be in an open relationship. So it sounds like Kalila, I just don't know if she can be with one person. That's what it sounds like to me. But if she's in a relationship with somebody who doesn't want her to be with other people, and I mean, I guess maybe Bobby did give her the okay, but it still sounds like it was very reluctant and it took some time and maybe even manipulating. I don't know. But it sounds like Bobby doesn't really want that. And if the roles were reversed here, this would be a terrible look. If a guy was doing this to a girl, oh my God, the internet would lose it. Everyone would come out and support the girl and tell her she needs to get out of this relationship and she's being taken advantage of. So people who are saying, if you don't like Kalila and you think she's manipulating Bobby, you just hate all women, I think that is just insane. And there's a huge double standard here.
Kalila does come out here. Does people know that Kalila comes to Hawaii once a week? One time a week, Kalila comes to Hawaii. She flies back just to do the podcast.
I think that's just about right.
It's
yeah.
cool. I support it. Kalila was just gone. Okay, Kalila got a different ride from the airport than us. Like, she wasn't with us. She's not in our hotel.
How about we found out she set us up to stay at a hotel and that she's not there.
She's not in the same hotel.
She set me and Annie up at the same hotel, but she's staying at a different one. We find out when we get here. Tell me that's not shady.
We had an open thing.
Just take it all from them.
Okay, so we had an open thing, right, so that they can't use this against us.
Exactly. Yeah, just put it all on the table.
So we had this open thing, and
you guys had an open relationship.
Yeah,
right?
I was
and
with
Kalila saw somebody in Hawaii.
a lovely person.
Lovely guy. I know the
In
guy.
fact, Bobby hand selected him.
Yeah, so it just seems like Bobby is not very cool with this, and she seems obviously really excited. Like the contrast between these two right here, he's like, oh God, I hate talking about this. She's like, oh, Bobby selected him, he was such a good guy and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, Bobby is a grown man, he's famous, he's got all the support, everyone's on his side, he's got money. I mean, if he wants to leave the relationship, he can. And I'm sure Bobby has his issues too. I'm sure he's not the best partner to be with. I just think it's safe to say that this is a very toxic relationship, and it's probably not good for either one of them. Well, maybe Kalila, because I think she's only famous because of Bobby, so I guess it did benefit her. But I think, if this is that bad for these two, then somebody needs to end it. And it's probably going to have to be Bobby, but I don't think he will. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. His fans definitely want him to, or some of his fans, not all of his fans. Obviously, there are people that are like, oh no, Kalila's perfect. She's not doing anything wrong. What are you guys talking about? But I don't know. From all this, it doesn't look like she's the best. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button, leave me a comment, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.